it's been a long time since I've done this view, so I figured just to change it up a little bit, I would talk directly with you guys for a bit. And this topic is going to be all on the clutch for the Civic Si. So I'm not speaking, I should say, for older Civic Si models, but this is purely for the 10th gen Civic Si. So when I got my 2018 Si, I never had one issue with the clutch. I didn't tune the car, it was perfectly stock, but just never had an issue with the clutch. Even when I brought it back after 2 years of driving it with 30-something thousand miles on it, when they test drove it, they said, wow, it feels brand new. And I said, yeah, I'm shocked as you are. Like, I didn't drive that car easy. Because it wasn't tuned and was covered under a warranty, I, for lack of a better term, beat the crap out of that car. Flooring it all the time, really high rev shifts, I beat that car, and the clutch was bulletproof. So now that I have a new car with TSP Stage 1, I've pretty much voided my warranty. And because of that, as you've seen in my last videos, I'm extremely nervous about this car. I definitely drive it a lot lighter than I do on my other cars. Or my past cars, I should say. So luckily, I've been one of those people who hasn't had clutch slip with TSP Stage 1. Now, as you know from my other videos, because I know most of my subscribers are watching this video, if you've seen my other ones, you know that I don't run map 3 all the time. I run map 2, I run map 1, which is just stock, but I don't really run map 3. I can't even tell you the last time I've been in map 3 now. I really have no idea. So right now I have it in sport mode, so it's pushing 21 pounds of boost. Feels really nice when you give it some gas. But I'm also only at 2,000 RPMs, and I gave it a good amount of gas right there. No slip whatsoever. So the only instance I had of slip was when I was on the highway one time and was in map 3, floored it in 6th gear. And if you read the forums, if you look at comments, the one thing you don't do with a tuned Si, especially TSP Stage 1, is floor it in 6th gear. They're like, it's guaranteed clutch slip. So you know what? I had clutch slip. I had it once. And I don't run that map all the time. I normally shift down. Honestly, I didn't know I was in map 3. I thought I was in map 1, just kind of cruising up the highway. So I give it a little bit of gas, and it wasn't really going anywhere, so I gave it a lot more. Next thing you know, 24 pounds of boost is coming on, and I heard that clutch squeal a little bit. Never heard clutch slip before in my life. It's kind of an exciting moment, but I'm sure my clutch absolutely hated it. So there's a whole argument of, I know a lot of you are nervous to get TSP Stage 1 because you don't want to have to replace the clutch. Now, on this car, I am fully prepared to replace the clutch if I need to, but I haven't seen a need for it. 3rd gear pull, map 2, sport mode, absolutely nothing right there. Solid as could be. So, do you have to get a new clutch? No. If you look on the forums, are they gonna tell you you need a new clutch? Yes. And that's what I don't understand. I think a part of it is if you're gonna drive the car like a race car, then of course you're gonna need a new clutch. And I don't mean taking it to the racetrack and actually racing it. I mean being on the street and treating it like a race car. Then yeah, you'll probably need to replace the clutch at some point in time, because if you're gonna beat on it, it's gonna die. That's just how it is. If you respect it and know its limitations, you're not gonna have an issue with it. I know people who have gone 70,000 miles on their car with the tune who have had no issue with their clutches whatsoever. I also know people who have gone 4,000 miles on their clutches since the tune and have already replaced the clutch. You take care of it and it'll be fine. Now maybe you got a bad one from the factory, or its tolerance is slightly off. There's so many factors that go into it that you really just can't say you beat on it, you're gonna kill it. You could baby it, but making that much power, if the tolerance is off by a little bit, it's gonna kill it also. So you can never be too sure, but when you tune the car, it's something you gotta take into consideration. Honda made this car to supposedly reach 20.3 pounds of boost. If anyone's actually seen that number, let me know, because I can tell you from looking online, no one has even come close to hitting that number in an untuned, like straight off the lot from the dealership tune. They have not hit 20.3 PSI. I saw like 18, like at most of the time it was around 17. I could hit 18 in second gear under like the right conditions, but 20.3, I don't think that's true. I've never seen that, never seen anyone who's gotten that high. Maybe if you drive in Colorado where it's a higher elevation, there's less oxygen, it'll make that boost, but I don't know anyone that's hit that pressure before from the stock like tune. So running TSP stage 1 is a gamble. You just have to think of it as a gamble, but you have to be informed about it. You have to know that most people that drive well and easy on their clutches are gonna have their clutch last. You dump the clutch and you're trying to do burnouts down the street or using launch control to get the best launch possible at every single green light. Well, guess what? Most likely you're gonna have to replace your clutch. So it's just something to think about. If you can't replace a clutch, drive the car well until you can replace the clutch. That way you don't have to, but if something goes wrong, you're prepared for it. And at that point, if you replace the clutch and you go, this thing will handle 400 wheel torque, then go for it. Dump it all you want. It's your own clutch, you know? So you just got to be careful with it. You really just have to baby the car. And I'm getting going at the light, just turned green. Go up to like 4,500 RPM, shift into second, go up to 4,500 again, shift again. And I release the clutch really slow. I don't dump my clutch ever, because why would I do that? It's a jerking motion, and what do I need to launch for? I'm at a green light, I'm not at the racetrack. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've had clutch slip. Let me know if you've had any issues. I've talked to a few other guys on YouTube who have 2020 Civic SIs also, and I've said, hey, have you guys had any clutch slip or anything like that? And they all went, no, not really. But they're like, we don't floor it till past 3,500 RPMs, so it's past its peak torque. But so that's what I'm saying. Most of the people who you hear the stories about who say, yeah, I blew out my clutch and I had to replace it and it was like $1,300 all said and done, they're driving the car like a race car. They're beating on the car. They're not treating the car how it should be treated with a tune. They're lucky they didn't blow a hole in their block or something like that from flooring it at such a low RPM, or breaking a rod and throwing a rod or something like that. Like, there's so many worse things that can happen to this car than a clutch failure. And the way people drive, I'm shocked it hasn't happened more. They say this engine is like so like glass, where it just breaks the second you do anything to it. I don't believe that, because there's so many people out there who have done things to their car, modified their car, tuned their car, and they're driving the car just fine. It's fast, it's fun, but they're driving the car how it's meant to be driven, not like a race car, and it's lasting. That's the important part. So once again, if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I post a lot of videos based on your guys' comments of what you want to hear and what you want to learn about. So let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about in a future video.